How can you be sponsored by the big four firms, especially if somebody is an international student studying accounting finance? Welcome back to my channel, guys. It's your girl Nicole. I hope you all are doing well. So in today's video, I am going to be giving you guys a couple of tips as to how you can get a job and remain in the US as an international student. I'm going to do my best to make it general for everyone, but this question was specifically brought up by an international student who's also pursuing the accounting field. Thank you so much to my amazing subscriber for suggesting this video for me. In today's video, I'm super excited to be sharing with you guys a couple of tips to help you guys out, especially for those of you guys who are in college looking for internships or wanting to start your careers in the United States before going back to your home country. Before we step into my office, let's go ahead and do a quick outfit of the day. This top is from Zara. I've had it for a couple of years. These trousers right here are a recent find from Zara, and then I'm just wearing these nude heels right here. All right. With all that said, go ahead and subscribe, get comfortable. Let's go ahead and step into my office and let's get into the video. All right, you guys, so I know as an international student, it can be really hard for you to get the job opportunity, especially if it's constantly being preached to you that you need to get an internship and you need to get a co-op and you need to get all these different job opportunities to set you up for success as you graduate college. For some of us, obviously, that isn't possible due to immigration status and other sorts of restrictions. But as your corporate godmother, yes, I've deemed myself the title of corporate godmother. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you won't understand. But I am here to give you guys my best advice and my best intake on this, especially because I did marry an international student, and that is actually my first advice for you guys. If you want to stay in this country or if you want to get a job in this country, then go ahead and marry a US citizen.
I agree.
Do you want to just, do you want to record with me now?
Go ahead, do it.
Okay, are you going to stay? Are you?
No, I'm out.
Okay, bye. Back to our regularly scheduled programming. And I was joking, guys, about the whole marriage thing. Please get married with somebody that you truly love and that you truly connect with. Don't just get married for papers, because that could go sideways and you don't want to be on the wrong side of that, okay? I'll leave it at that. If you are not familiar, big fours and larger public accounting firms or larger corporations in general do offer something, I think it's called H-1B visa. I'm not sure the name of the visa. I'm going to put it on the screen for you guys, but there is such a thing as a work visa that your corporation can sponsor you for if you are an international student and have no status in the US as either as a US resident or a permanent resident. You are considered an alien. So with that, you can go ahead and apply to a big four or a larger corporation. They usually have these programs where they can give you a work visa. Now let's backtrack a little bit, because I don't want you just running over there and applying and getting a job without doing certain things first. So let's start off with step one. Obviously, you are in this country, you are going to school, you need to be in good status and in good standing with your university institution, as well as with the US government immigration. Meaning you cannot be out of status. Out of status means you have not been active in school for some time, and therefore what you have as your I-20 is not currently valid. So basically means you are not enrolled in an institution. You need to be able to prove that you are enrolled and that you are actively taking classes. You need to make sure that you have good grades, or reasonable grades at least, but that all comes into play first, which then leads you to, if you are trying to get an internship or a co-op while you are still in school, you get something called a CPT, I believe. I will have all the acronyms and everything that I'm talking about on the screen for you guys. So you get that CPT, which pretty much is an authorization for you to work. However, you are limited on how many hours you can work. You can only work, I believe, 20 hours a week. If you are a student. So a lot of international students do work on campus through that CPT documentation that's an authorization to work. The other thing that you can do, and this is more so for when you graduate, or if you are going to be doing a, let's say you want to do a co-op for an extensive period of time, or let's say you want to line up a winter and a summer internship, that gives you about 8 months of working experience that is definitely beneficial to you, but you cannot be studying during that period. You can't be in school. So what you would do is apply for an OPT. So that OPT is also an authorization to work document for international students, and that gives you about 2 years that you are allowed to work in the United States as a full-time employee, obviously a taxpayer, and getting all of those benefits. So a lot of people go that route. While they are in school, they take some time off school to do that OPT. I would advise you to do an OPT, my accounting majors, or those of you who are choosing to do internships in the winter and in the summer, and you have both of those lined up, you can try to do the OPT route. And then obviously you will then re-enroll and reinstate yourself at your institution. The third option along the lines with OPT is after you try to do it 3 months before you graduate, because it does take some time, and obviously the whole panorama that we're living in has slowed certain processes down. So a couple months prior to you graduating, when you have your set graduation date, go ahead and apply for your OPT, so that way it's going to come as, it's going to be released to you, or it's going to come to you as you're graduating college, and then that can help you find a job. You're going to be given a social security number at that time, and then that can obviously help you with employment. So oftentimes recruiters do need to see that kind of proof of employment. They don't necessarily need to see that you have a green card, or they just ask you for your authorization to work, and obviously you need a social security card, because your social security card ties into your taxes, your paycheck, and all of those other things. Those are the options that you have as an international student. Remember, your OPT is for 2 years, and then I think you can get it renewed up to 2 to 3 times. Do not quote me on this. Everybody's situation is different. I'm just really telling you guys from friends who are in the situation, and obviously my husband, who was a previous international student as well. So once you have your OPT and all of that, then you're working. You usually have a certain time span. I think it's usually 2 to 3 years. After you've been in the corporation for 3 years, at that point, if your company wants to retain you, they can then offer you that process of sponsoring your work visa for you to stay longer. All right, guys, I'm speaking to you guys from personal experience with other people I've interacted with and my research that I did, but please go do your own research, and please ask these firms and these companies this kind of information prior to you committing to them, just because I don't know how the policies have changed, or if the policies have changed, especially due to recent changes within the US government. So please make sure you guys are informed. I'm just making this video out of my own personal experience to help you guys out, but do your own research. I'm not an immigration lawyer at all. In the bigger accounting firms, what happens is you are working with your OPT, and then if they like you, obviously at this point you would have been promoted to senior and you're on the manager track. They give you that sponsorship, and then it's usually around the time that you're reaching manager, they apply for a green card on your behalf, and you get that green card. Once you get the green card, you are pretty much set. You can stay in the United States as long as you want, obviously as long as your green card is in good standing and you are renewing it whenever it expires. Certain green cards expire after 2 years, certain green cards expire after 10 years. So obviously it depends on your situation. And then from that point on, you can become a citizen of the United States, and obviously you don't ever have to worry about any of these other authorizations to work. That is my advice. And of course, if you are dating someone who's a US citizen or US permanent resident, and obviously you are in love and you want to get married to them, I would still suggest applying for an OPT just to be on the safe side. Obviously, I am not an immigration lawyer. I'm not an immigration officer. I do not work in that kind of HR. I'm just here to help you guys. So if you're an international student watching this video, go ahead and comment below with the flag of your native country. I would love to connect with you. Please make sure you go ahead and connect with me on Instagram as well. You guys get to have more daily interactions with me on Instagram. Comment below what other video suggestions you have for me, and I will make sure to do that. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video.